The only certain thing in life is that things often don't happen as we expect. Sometimes we get unexpected surprises. Courtney and her husband, Eric, got a big surprise when the doctor said something unusual was in Courtney's belly. So let's find out what happened next. Courtney and Eric Wandropper are a loving couple from Alabama. They've been together since high school, and when they got married in 2004, they knew they wanted to have a big family. Soon after, Courtney became pregnant and had their son Sailor. This marked the start of their journey as parents. They wanted a second child within a year, but they faced some difficulties, and Courtney had a few miscarriages. Miscarriages are sadly quite common, happening in about 1 out of every 8 pregnancies, typically in the first few months. Courtney was really sad about it, saying, "It was heartbreaking because I could easily get pregnant, but I couldn't keep the pregnancies. I knew there was something medically wrong." They went to the doctor for help, but it was hard to figure out why she was losing pregnancies. Still, they tried fertility treatments, which finally worked. Courtney got pregnant with twins, 2 boys named Wales and Bridge. Everything was going well, and they were very happy with their family. They could have stopped there, but they thought having a 4th child would be nice. Again, it was tough for Courtney to get pregnant, so they used treatments once more. This time, Courtney was put on a lower dose to minimize the chances of getting multiple fetuses again. This did not work. When she became pregnant, she went to hospital for a checkup at the Huntsville Hospital in Alabama. She had an ultrasound, and the couple waited patiently for the results. Soon she came out to the doctor with a shocked expression on her face. She was pregnant, but her belly contained something he hadn't seen. There appeared to be no less than 6 fetuses in her belly. It was very unusual for something like that to happen without the help of IVF. It was basically a medical miracle and quite a curiosity if you're a medical professional. No sex tumbles have been born in general at Huntsville Hospital since 2011, let alone such special multiples. As you can see, the news came as a huge shock to Courtney and her husband. Quite simply, she wanted a 4th child, not suddenly turn their family of 5 into a family of 11. How are they going to manage now? They needed 6 of everything, from car seats to baby beds to clothing sets and baby bottles. And oh my, how many diapers were they going to need? And then there were the medical consequences. Carrying so many babies at once poses a risk to both mother and children. It's likely to result in a cesarean delivery or worse, even if it results in premature labor. But they also greatly increase the chances of complications such as strokes, blood pressure surges, urinary tract infections, gestational diabetes, and problems with the placenta. They were afraid and found it difficult to get excited about the pregnancy. The young couple was offered the option of selective reduction, meaning that some of the fetuses would be removed so that the remaining ones would have a better chance of survival. It was a bitter pill for Courtney and Eric to swallow, and something they never thought they would have to consider. How are they to know what the right decision was? They were thinking about it for quite some time, trying to figure out what the right path was. Being people of strong faith, they ended up letting faith decide and guide them through the process. They were too scared to make the wrong decision and entrusted themselves to God, trusting that things would turn out the way He wanted them to. When they returned for a follow-up ultrasound a couple of weeks later, they were happy to see that all 6 babies were still in their belly and apparently doing very well, but still risks existed. And throughout the pregnancy, Courtney and Eric and also the doctors were worried that things would get worse. Their goal was to keep the babies in their womb until 30 weeks, when they would have developed enough to survive outside of it. It was going to be an exciting time, and in the meantime, Courtney, who was quite small, was getting bigger and bigger. She had to eat a lot so that both she and the babies would get enough nutrition, something she wasn't used to. "Please pray that my appetite will allow me to eat like never before," she wrote on Facebook. The couple lived in an incredibly close-knit community, and as soon as word got out that they would be soon welcoming unique sextuplets, everyone got excited. Their friends organized a 5 run to raise funds for the family, and at the start of the race, they would reveal the sex of the babies with colorful smoke bombs. Dubbed the Divine 9, the Waldrop family quickly became celebrities, and this was cemented when they were invited by TLC to film their own reality show. Now the whole world could enjoy them, and the show called Sweet Home Sextuplets became a huge hit. In the 25th week of her pregnancy, Courtney was told to stay in bed until the babies were born to make sure they developed properly. Her belly was already huge, but but she still managed to smile most of the time and carry them with love and pride. Because of her situation, she was very limited in her movements. Courtney said the hardest part wasn't really the physical discomfort, but the fact that she now couldn't give her 3 older children the attention she wanted to give them. It was really nothing more than the challenge of trying to continue to be a good mother to them and grow these 6 babies and get them to where they needed to be, she stated. Then, at just under 30 weeks, Courtney's body began to contract and her water broke. It was time. The C-section was scheduled, and it took a team of 40 medical professionals to deliver all 6 babies. It was a special team for each one. Eric was by Courtney's side, holding her hand and supporting her through the entire process. Everything was lightning fast, from the first baby to the last. It only took 4 minutes. To everyone's relief, all 6, 3 girls and 3 boys, came out healthy, whole, and silky smooth. They would still have to spend a couple of weeks in the hospital to be monitored and allowed to develop and grow and give them the best chance at life. Even though the all-important 30-week mark hadn't been reached, they were still being born prematurely. How did they come up with 6 names at once? After Sailor, Wells, and Bridge, Courtney and Eric continued the outdoorsy theme and named the 3 girls Rawlings, Rain, and Rivers, and the 3 boys Tag, Lake Blue, and now the Waldrop. Family life had changed overnight. They had 9 children, and that's certainly a challenge. 6 newborn babies all needing care at the same time, plus 3 other children in the house. Sailor, Wells, and Bridge were already in school, so during the day it was just Courtney and Eric and the 6 little ones, but it still seemed impossible. So they asked for help and soon had a whole team of friends and family helping out on a rotating 24-hour schedule. The wardrobe soon realized that their home was not capable of holding so much love. There wasn't even enough room for Courtney and Eric to have a room of their own, so they planned a major renovation and moved into a trailer in their backyard for a while. Little did they know that a pandemic would break out at that point, and they were stuck in that little trailer for even longer. Can you imagine the fighting and chaos, and you thought your confinement was hard? But they were fixed up, and soon the construction workers returned and the renovation could be finished. The TV show kept running and the wardrobes became more and more famous. Have you seen them? Most people found it amazing to see how the couple managed everything. Taking care of a family with 9 children is a huge job. Even just getting all the kids into their car seats was a really big task. But Courtney and Eric didn't get angry or upset about it. They knew it would be tough, they'd be tired a lot, and they'd have to change a lot of diapers. The years ahead were going to be full of excitement, exhaustion, and challenges. But most importantly, they felt blessed, and Courtney and Eric seemed like the right people to handle it. A friend of Courtney's said she's unlike anyone he's ever met. Courtney is incredibly positive, has a kind heart, and is a great mom. What do you think of this family? It's unusual to see such a big family nowadays, especially one with 6 stoplets who are historically unique. Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.